All right, how you doing today? Today we're taking a look at pretty much the endless amount of sounds you can get with Modo Bass and the Seismic bass suite here. Now these are obviously two really cool plugins on their own, and the Seismic bass can obviously be used with other basses. That's what it's designed for. It's a bass amp, really cool features. We'll go over some of the brief features of each of these as we play along with this here. Also, please do check out my channel. I have hundreds of other videos on my back catalog, all kind of music production stuff. All kind of really cool stuff. Logic Pro stuff, free VSTs, all kind of things. So check it out. Hit the notification bell to be notified of new videos coming out. And let's get right back to the video of the day. Now I made some other videos on this, so I'm not going to go into full detail of every aspect of these plugins, but you'll see a lot as we go along here. Basically the Seismic bass amp here, we got 3 different amps. We can control them, EQ separately, compression separately, different kind of amps. Inside there's 1, 2, 3 amps and a DI box. For the amp section of this, we got the cabinet section that we can blend together with different cabinets and different microphones and positions of the microphones. We got post effects here, EQ, modulation. We got pre-effects, fuzz, overdrive, distortion, compression. We can rearrange these orders as well. We have a noise gate, we have a tuner, EQ, and such. That's just a quick overview of that. And then in the Modo Bass 2, we have all these different models of basses we can play here. Right now I have the metal bass on, and we can just play. We can change all kind of things within here. The playing style, pick, finger, slap, muting of the strings, strokes down, just downstrokes if you want. Something like that. We got different scratches, rings of the strings, the fingering position, open strings on and off, all kind of things, slide noises and all that stuff. And then we could change the strings, and we could have fretless bass if we want. And this works with all the different basses within here. Gauge of strings, heavy, light, medium, blah, blah, blah. Broken in strings, round, flat, round, standard action. So there's so many settings in here that you can change. Then we got the electronics, the bridge pickups and stuff. We can move the pickups around. The studio here. I have the amp turned off because I'm using the other plugin for the amp, and different bass patterns as well. And then that's some whatever. So let's go through some sounds here and just play around with it. Now I'm gonna keep this bass on for now. Let's go through the amp settings first. We got lots of presets here. So we get different sounds here. I think I messed up the bass here with some of the settings. And we can change the number of strings on the bass. We go all the way up to 6, if you will. So we can do 6-string basses on here as well. Let's just check a different model. Let's go to a P bass or something. Oh, by the way, we have upright basses, all this stuff. Let's do the modern jazz bass. And we don't have to do all this heavy metal stuff too. We can do standard clean grit, for example. That sounds nice. We got the jazz bass playing through just a clean enough setting here, as it's called. Now, the cool thing about this amp is we can split the signals, and a lot of music production and mixing, you'll use a DI sound plus an amp sound. That you don't have to do here because it's all right in the plugin. So if you're using a software synth or plugin as I'm doing now, the software bass. So we have the DI signal here. We have an amp 1 and amp 2. We have different compression settings for each of those. And then of course the cabinet setting, we have a blend of 2 different cabinets. position these microphones different places, just like you would in a real studio situation. So you could pretty much get endless sounds with this thing for your bass with these two plugins, and other plugins obviously as well. Or if you play bass, yeah, there you go. That too. We also got these crossover points here where to blend between the 3 different amps with the frequencies. Again, just a lot of things in here. We got the enhance over here for the high end. We got the quake for the low end. So here's a pretty cool preset in the bass amp here. Trippy modulation, if you will. That's what they call it. And then we can mess around with the bass tone here. And we can move the pickups around. We could do the play style where you're picking or strumming. Not strumming, but fingers or slap. Whatever you want to use here. We can even change the pickups of the bass. So we got this right now. So you could just, dial in your sound with many different options. Now you can run into the problem of analysis paralysis, where you just have endless options and you don't know what to do. But you play around with it enough, you're going to find some sounds you like depending on the song you're working on, the genre of music that you do. Let's try a studio upright bass, see what happens. I don't know what the controls are for this. Mics. Yeah, there we go. So pretty crazy. That's, I don't know, play around with some amp settings maybe. And the string settings on the bass too here. Let's go back to this jazz bass. We also have things we could do with the electronics, passive pickups, active pickups, the volume, as I said, piezo mic. That PJ combination there, and we could change this pickup down here, so you could just create your own basses, all kinds of craziness here. Different volumes for the 2 pickup basses as you would in real life. Now we got strings broken in, we got old strings, gauges, the type of string. You got low action, high action, standard action, D drop. As you can see here, it's just endless possibilities of bass sounds, fretless jazz bass. We could turn the other basses into fretless basses too. And it's worth noting there is demos for these as well. There's a free Modo Bass. I think you get the P bass, so you could test that out. And then there's I don't know how, I think a 7-day trial for this bass plugin here. And check it out. Let me know what you think. I will talk to you soon.